Well, in a week where reviews have been quite heavy in the BCCI offices, from review petitions to the review system now for the board, and the big news is that the DRS will be implemented on a trial basis for the India versus England series. To get an instant reaction on that, Gaurav Kalra, senior editor, ESPN Cricinfo, and Ajit Agarkar, of course, regular on cricket when it comes to ESPN Cricinfo. Ajit, you first, about time?
Yeah, well overdue. I think it's. I was always of the opinion that BCCI needed to try it. Yes, everyone around the world says it's not foolproof, but unless you try, how will you refine it? And it's a really welcome move, even though it's a bit late. You'll only know once you try it. And you ask most cricketers, and there'll be about 95% of them who will be in favor of that.
If we have to speculate a little, there's been a change of regime, Gaurav.
Yeah.
Anil Kumble is coach and Virat Kohli is captain. Is that in play when it comes to a more open-minded hierarchy to accepting the review system?
Well, only you just have to hear what Virat Kohli said when he was asked about the issue the last time after the end of one of the test matches against New Zealand. He said we've got to move forward in this direction. I think Anil Kumble is the critical figure here because we have to remember, Ronak, India's aversion to DRS began when Anil Kumble was captain, when they experimented with it in 2008 in that series in Sri Lanka with pretty disastrous results. But subsequently that aversion kind of seeped down the team, and a lot of those players are no longer part of the test team and the setup. And then Anil Kumble has been part of understanding the DRS a lot more than many of us do. He's gone to MIT, he's understood ball tracking technology, which has been India's greatest problem with the system. And I think he's come back obviously more assured that the improvements made in the technology are adequate for India to trial it. In a way, India's aversion, if you want to look at it like that, the BCCI's aversion has forced the hands of the administrators to improve the technology.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. Kumble, of course, served as chairman of the cricket committee of the ICC too. Ajit, talking about how it could possibly affect play itself with the form that India have been, especially at home. The recent series against New Zealand, there were a few umpiring errors. How does this change things? It's a hard place to umpire in India. But from a bowler's perspective, does having the review system benefit you?
Well, at the moment, the way Ashwin's bowling, there are about 3 appeals and over. So, it is a hard place for an umpire. But you are obviously going to cut down the obvious howler. Plus, you are going to get that benefit, whether you're a bowling unit or if you're a batsman. When you are almost certain at times where, the decision's probably not right, you are always going to get that benefit. And, why not use it when it's available? Umpires... Humans can't be 100% right. Yes, the technology is evolving. They're trying to get it as right as they can. I mean, Virat Kohli made all the right noises, like Gaurav said, over the last few months, that it is time to try it and move forward. And I think the right thing's done.
One other point, Ronak, that I want to make, just picking up on what Ajit said, I think the international game cannot exist in these silos, that in one series you play with the DRS, in one series you do not play with the DRS, in one series you play with a reduced DRS, because we've seen, for instance, Pakistan, West Indies, they're not using hotspot. I think Ian Chappell made a very good point in the interview he did with us. He says that the auspices, the running of the DRS should be in the hands of the ICC. It should not be with the television companies and etc. So I think this BCCI's acceptance of it will definitely make sure, mandate a little bit of an acceptance of it right now because it's a trial thing, but it will definitely send out the message that this is now an accepted protocol in the world, and then maybe there can be consistency in all test cricket and all cricket around the world.
All right, so it's a step in the right direction for uniformity. Ajit?
The only thing I have certain reservations about it is the umpire's call. Either you are out or not. And that's probably the only thing. But again, those are things you can always improve on as you go along.
Well, there have been modifications made to the LBW rule, and I think it's unanimous on our panel that at least having it right now seems to be the right way to go. Ajit Agarkar, thank you for your thoughts. Gaurav Kalra, you as well. For now, what we know is that the much-awaited 5-test series against England beginning on November 9th in Rajkot will be the first DRS test in India.